In Final Cut Pro 6, there's a new automatic way to choose sequence settings. Before I leave the Easy Setup dialog, I'm going to choose PAL as my format type, 25 frames per second is my frame rate, and DVPAL as my format selection. In the browser, I'm going to create a new sequence and name it PAL 25. Notice that the canvas is currently displaying a 16:9 aspect ratio of the current sequence. When I double-click to open the PAL sequence in the timeline window, the canvas displays a 4:3 aspect ratio to display the PAL footage. Let's take a closer look at our source footage in the browser. To demonstrate how Final Cut Pro can automatically change your sequence settings, let's edit a clip we know to be something other than PAL footage. I have a group of clips in this project from my Final Cut Pro 6 book. This footage is from SeaWorld's documentary, The Making of Believe, a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the new SeaWorld killer whale show. To view this clip's properties, you can access the Item Properties window from the Edit menu. You can also Control-click or right-click the clip in the browser to bring up this window as well. Notice in the Item Properties window, this clip was shot using the HDV format, 1080i 60. This is a long way from PAL 25 frames per second. In previous versions of Final Cut, you would have to go back to the Easy Setup dialog and change the preset to HDV 1080i 60, then create a new sequence and edit to that. As you know, if the settings for your sequence don't match your footage, you get a render line in the timeline when you make your first edit. But with Final Cut Pro 6, all you have to do is make the edit. When you edit this clip, Final Cut immediately detects that the clip settings don't match the sequence settings, and it offers to change the sequence settings for you. When you click Yes, the sequence settings are changed and the clip is edited, and no render bars appear in the timeline. Now when you look at the sequence settings, you see they've been changed to HDV 1080i 60, and the canvas display has changed to accommodate the HDV 16:9 aspect ratio. So now you're ready to continue editing your source footage. In the Final Cut Pro User Preferences, in the Editing tab, there's an Auto Conform Sequence pop-up. Here you can choose to have Final Cut Pro always ask or prompt you about changing the sequence settings, or to simply change the sequence settings without having the prompt, or to never change the sequence settings. This is the automatic approach to choosing settings in Final Cut Pro 6.